Arthur became king at a young age, but he still had much to prove to his people. He needed to show them that he was not just a ruler, but the chosen one of destiny. Though he had pulled the sword from the stone and claimed his throne, that sword was not the true symbol of his power. Fate had something greater in store for him, a meeting with the Lady of the Lake. One day, Merlin led Arthur to a mystical lake far from the kingdom. This was no ordinary body of water. Its surface shimmered like glass, yet its depths seemed to whisper ancient secrets. Merlin turned to Arthur and said, "There is a gift waiting for you in this lake, but to claim it, you must prove your courage and the purity of your heart." Arthur gazed into the water. The lake seemed alive. The gentle ripples carried a melody as if the lake itself was speaking. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the center of the lake, the Lady of the Lake. The mystical being rose gracefully from the water, her long, flowing hair glistening like sunlight on the waves. In her hands, she held a sword that radiated an otherworldly brilliance. This was no ordinary weapon. Its blade gleamed with a supernatural light, and the intricate designs etched into its surface seemed to tell a story of their own. "Arthur," the Lady of the Lake spoke in a voice as melodic as a song, "this sword belongs only to a king who will rule with justice. If you swear to put your people's needs above your own and to use this gift for good, Excalibur will be yours." Arthur stepped forward and bowed his head. "I swear to fight for the peace and happiness of my people. I will never use this sword for selfish or evil purposes," he vowed. The Lady of the Lake smiled faintly and extended the sword to Arthur. As he took it in his hands, a surge of energy flowed through him. Excalibur was no ordinary weapon. It was an artifact of immense power, a symbol of the responsibility and strength that came with being a true king. For years, Arthur wielded Excalibur to protect his kingdom, vanquishing enemies and uniting his people. But the true power of Excalibur lay not in battle, but in the peace it brought to the land. With the sword in his hand, Arthur became a king, not just of might, but of virtue. Yet no king lives forever. In his final battle against Mordred, Arthur was mortally wounded. As he lay on the battlefield, he called for his loyal knight, Sir Bedivere, and said, "Excalibur is no longer mine. The sword must return to the Lady of the Lake. Take it to the water and cast it back to where it belongs." Bedivere obeyed and carried the sword to the lake. But as he stood by the water's edge, he hesitated, mesmerized by the sword's beauty and power. He returned to Arthur with the sword still in hand. Arthur, sensing his hesitation, sent him back. A second time, Bedivere went to the lake, but again he could not bring himself to let go of Excalibur. Finally, on the third attempt, he gathered his courage and flung the sword into the water with all his strength. As the sword struck the surface, a hand rose from the lake, elegant and unearthly. The hand caught Excalibur, held it high for a moment, and then slowly pulled it beneath the waves. The lake grew calm again, its surface serene and silent, as if nothing had ever disturbed it. Bedivere returned to Arthur and watched as the king's spirit departed this world. But the legend did not end there. It is said that Arthur will one day return when his people need him most. Until that day, Excalibur rests in the depths of the lake, waiting alongside the Lady of the Lake for its true king to rise again. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more legends and mysteries.